Why the hell is this guy pulling the Ayaka maneuver and putting his socks in the fountain? Can we stop doing that? Anyways, welcome back to Standard Only. Last time we did all of the prerequisites to go to Inazuma, and today we're going to freaking Inazuma. I've waited so goddamn long to go to Inazuma. I'm not waiting anymore. Now, as always, I have done things off-screen, as I do. Everybody knows this, but I have to remind everyone every episode or you're going to yell at me. Lanyan is basically the same. Kuki is the target for this episode. Jingshu is unchanged, but Oran has been leveled up to level 60, and I have farmed just the pieces of a Scroll of Cinder City set because the passive is ridiculously good. These are not the set pieces he will be using. They're not even good in the slightest. We have defense, and we got, like, yeah, we're not going to use them. They're just here for the set bonus because it's kind of nice. I am looking into what to do with Beidou, and a lot of people suggested that she might be good for an Overload team eventually, and yes, if we can manage to find Cheverus, then an Overload team featuring Beidou is not a bad idea at all. We just kind of have to get there first. Speaking of which, we do in fact have 7 wishes that I've accumulated throughout the time since last week. Basically, they come from events and other just randomly running around and doing stuff that isn't worth showing on screen. We are due for a 4-star, and there are a couple of things that we kinda would like to see. Oran was a shock, because that makes the Electrochurch team so much better, and that is basically one of the teams that we have to play now. Some of the characters I would like to see is still Gumming. Gumming would be really, really good, as he is not necessarily an improvement to Diluc, but he features an easier to build playstyle for this account specifically than what Diluc does. We, of course, want to see Bennett. Bennett is getting a skin in the new patch, which is coming out in exactly 4 days, so that would be super cool to just get to use, and Bennett is, of course, Bennett. Fischl would also be awesome to see, because she is still one of the best Electro characters we have access to on this account. There are a couple of other characters that I would kind of like to see, Yanfei being one of them. Yanfei would be really fun to build on this account, I think, even if she isn't necessarily the best character out there. But without further ado, let's do some pulls. That's blue. That's also blue. Can I get a purple? Purple, please. If I'm correct now, this one has to be purple. And it is. What do we get to add to our account today? Probably a weapon, right? Yes, the Rust. This might be... Does this work with Sethos's normal attack playstyle? Like the reset one? Because I'm still pretty certain those are considered normal attacks. Right? I'm not entirely sure on how that works, but let's do the other two as well. No early purple here. You know what? I'm gonna do a quick Google to actually find out if that is the case. So after a quick look, apparently no. There just isn't any use to run that on Sethos because we already have access to the slingshot, which apparently is just one of the best weapons he can get. So literally no purpose there. I don't know if there's any other person that actually uses Rust as a weapon, because I know Yoimiya does, because Yoimiya is all about her normal attacks, but who else could even possibly use the Rust? So there's literally 4 characters listed that I can kind of see would use it. There is Fischl, Ajax or Tartaglia, Yoimiya, and Aloy. So Rust is unfortunately very, very, very dead. Oh well, that is the way of life sometimes. Let's actually go do the Inazuma quest now. Did we even talk to Lan yet? Oh, the treasure hoarders. Why does the texture on Lan's clothing look really low poly for some reason? Or low poly, low texture. Why? Everything else looks fine. Why does her shirt look like that? Ganyu looks okay too. Did they just not give her the correct texture files? That would be funny. God, I forget how much yapping there is in this. But okay, we will be reunited finally. I've been waiting to do this stupid quest for like 5 years, it feels like, because we have to do it to go to Inazuma. Oh, really? Right, let's actually use these while I still remember that I have them. Because, hey, it's free stuff. And we love free stuff. There's also all of the Geoculoculi that I kind of need to start collecting. I guess I would like some more stamina on this account, but I am just really lazy, and collecting oculi is bad. I hate it. I'm also 100%ing Liyue on my main account currently because I need to have that done. I've put it off for literal years. I'm so used to being spoiled by having almost every character in the game on my main account, and I can just kind of, you know, I could climb mountains with like 5 different characters and it all works out. Theoretically, we could go to Natlan and just unlock Kachina if we wanted to, but I feel like that's kind of cheating. I don't really want to do that until we get to Natlan, if that makes sense. Yeah, I unlocked the other ones for the Spiral Abyss and Lynette because, you know, it's Lynette. She's kind of cool. Okay, nice. Now we never have to take that run ever again. This is the only reason I went here, because actually, we do have to farm Noblesse at some point, I'm sure. I have a feeling Noblesse might be useful in the future. I don't necessarily know when, but there has to be some character in our team that can run Noblesse. Right? Right? I don't think Kuki would want to run Noblesse. Kuki would rather run the Millilith set, I'm sure. Or, you know, one of the sets that make her good. Like the, whatever it's called. The Bloom sets. Ah, whatever, that's a problem for later. Wahoo. Alright, let's explore the Call of the Abyss. Ooh, spooky. Oh, wait, it's this domain. Ooh, we get to do the bubbles. I completely forgot that that's now. Wow, would you look at that? We're in a dungeon. Yeah! Is this the first time we actually had imagery of someone that is just straight up dead? Also, like, real talk, this upside down Venti statue, did this ever have relevance for anything? Like, I remember this being a weird, cool detail back when I first played this, that, oh, there's like, if you turn a statue upside down, it's like corrupted or something. But I don't know if this statue, like, ever had any relevance to anything after this. Like, did it do anything? It's just kind of there. I legitimately don't know. If someone knows, then do please tell me in the comments, because I would genuinely love to know if that statue actually had relevance to something. Ah, the Abyss Mage Lector, whatever the thing this is. You cannot spy. I have a cool design, but I actually suck balls. Now, if I remember correctly, we actually only have to kill his shield now, right? Or do we even have to do that? Do we just have to kill him? They nerfed this fight multiple times, I'm decently sure, because I watch other Genshin content creators who do weird and silly challenges, and most of them is just like, yeah, you don't have to fight him anymore. Hi. Nice teleport, buddy. Can you teach me? I want to do that. The Traveler tells Dane about the fact that we are the same person. I was the Abyss Lector the entire time. Where fate comes at a crossroad. Yay! But that's not really relevant. Oh my god, I don't have this teleport either. I'm missing so many teleports here. We're actually going to go to Shijin Peak, and we're going to take drastic action, in which I mean we are flying. This is at least so high up that we should be able to make it quite far. Thank god. We're going on a flight, everybody. I guess this is as good a time as any to kind of bring you up to speed as to what I'm planning to do with this series now that we are almost 13 episodes in. I think this is episode 13, right? Look, I lost track on how many episodes I've done at this point because I'm just having fun creating it, to be honest. Like, originally, the plan was to 36-star the Spiral Abyss and beat the Imaginarium Theater, and while that is still my long-term goals for the account, I kind of have to look at those goals a little bit and, not necessarily change them, but kind of put them in a realistic sense. Because when it comes... when it comes down to the Spiral Abyss as an example, we saw that in Natlan, there was gigantic HP inflation. We are talking the point where even the best carries in the game, unless built, you know, for months on end, actually had to beat the timer for 7 minutes. That's not necessarily hard when you have an account like mine that has access to basically every character and a ton of good 5-star weapons. Then you can do it without really having to worry. But for an account like this that is entirely free to play and is locked to the standard banner, I don't think that's going to be the case for us. We are going to struggle immensely unless we have the luck of the Abyss being on our side, like, I don't know, electro-charged damage up by 400% or some silly thing like this. So when we reach the point where we have built our characters and beat the entire story and everything, it's just going to be farming and then kind of waiting for a good Spiral Abyss, which I don't necessarily know how interesting that would be in terms of episodes. Like, I know that we're far off from that. I mean, we're on episode whatever now, and I'm not even in Inazuma yet. But I still have to kind of plan for the point where we get there, right? Like, I still have to be wary that one day that is going to come, and I need to kind of know what I want to do at that point. So, that's where my thoughts are currently in terms of this series. We also have, of course, the problem of actually getting a team that is Spiral Abyss capable, because not every 4-star character should be brought into something like that, and I think everybody knows this. I am liking this Lanyan team, and I think with a bit of investment, it can probably do just fine. There is obviously characters that could improve this team, but our options are, as you would expect, fairly limited. We also have the problem of the second team, where we don't really have a plan at all right now. Diluc is an option, Sethos is an option. There are a couple of things there that are just doable, I guess. Then we have the Imaginarium Theater's Visionary Mode, which I originally thought was going to be a piece of cake. Just get a bunch of level characters, get in there, and have fun. Not quite the case. The problem is that we have a very limited pool of characters available to us if we open the Character Archive. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Now, if we are going to... Can you sort these by... You cannot. That is... Can you not sort them by rarity? Okay, but I guess we'll have to sort them like this. But as you can tell, a lot of the characters here are all 5 stars that we will never have access to. Like, just never. And we need, what? We need 26 characters for the Visionary Mode, I think? As you can kind of tell, 26 characters with our available 40-something, I think, is going to be very difficult to do. There's just, like, the stars basically have to align for us to even be able to enter Visionary Mode. And at that point, we have to be ready to beat Visionary Mode, because we don't know when we get the chance again. That is the biggest problem I have with that. Hard Mode is a bit easier for us to gain access to. And I think we should be able to do that no problem. But Visionary Mode is still the goal. But again, we're going to have to wait for a Visionary Mode where we can actually enter. I think the Visionary Mode that is the easiest for us is, unless I am misremembering, it is Animo Pyro Cryo? I think has the most characters. It's either that or it's Pyro Electro. I don't remember. You can quote me in the comments on this because I have not looked it up in quite a while. But we need that one to hit. And when it does, we need to have 26 characters ready and roaring to go to kick its ass so it can be done. It's going to be a weird one, for sure. Then also, of course, we have the problem of characters with constellations, because there are a lot of characters on the standard banner that simply do not do well without multiple constellations of them. We were lucky enough to get C1 Lanyan, which actually enables her as a proper DPS, but there's characters like Xingqiu and Oraran and all of these that really want to have some extra constellations on them, and that is going to take a very long time for this account. So, by the time we get to that stage where this account basically enters maintenance mode, for better or for worse, I'm thinking of doing something different. Just, you know, do an update video on this account every now and again, and then maybe focus on something else. But I don't know what yet. There was a silly idea that the Discord community came up with, and if you're not on the Discord, you know, do consider it. We are crazier than I'd like to admit. But they suggested furries and friends, essentially, which would be any character with animalistic features or summonable pets, which opens up quite a large amount of the roster, honestly, but it would be kind of an interesting account. I know there are a couple of creators out there who have done, like, cats only or dogs only, I think was one of the ones that I saw. That was kind of nice. It would be something similar to that. The problem is that, would you guys even be interested in seeing another challenge account on this account? Like, I almost feel bad for saying, hey, guess what? I'm doing this challenge account, and then I'm doing exactly the same thing again, but the roster of characters are different. Like, would that even be remotely interesting? Look, you could clearly hear the doubt when I'm talking about this, but I just genuinely want to know what people want to watch so that I can just produce things that people actually have fun watching. That's the ordeal. The other alternative to that, of course, is to expand my repertoire of games to games that I haven't really played before. There are a lot of gacha games out there that I feel could warrant being played. Obviously, we have the Hoyoverse games in HSR, which I actually despise and would rather not touch with a 10-foot pole if I absolutely had to. We have ZZZ, which is a game that I actually adore and think is really, really fun, but it's kind of hard to make a challenge-type account for ZZZ at the moment, because the game is still in its infancy. There's not enough characters in ZZZ to really do a challenge, if that makes sense. Like, Genshin has a large enough repertoire of characters where you can go like, oh yeah, I want to do, I want to do Animo only, or I want to do Pyro only, or whatever, and you can kind of have enough characters to make a team out of that. ZZZ doesn't have that yet. And ZZZ is also such a flexible game in terms of actually making characters and kind of doing the content for the most part, that it kind of doesn't matter as much. So I don't think a challenge account there would really be interesting, even though I absolutely love the game. Then, of course, we have the outside of that. We have Vuva, which is Wuthering Waves, that I have played slightly. I've basically gotten to, like, level 25 or something as a Resonator or whatever they're called, and then I kind of stopped playing and didn't do anything else from there. So I am basically blind in that game. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea how anything works, and it would be kind of fun to just kind of go into that game and experiment, I guess. Other than that, we have the Persona game that was very recently released that I actually like a lot. The Persona game is awesome. I don't know who came up with the idea to turn Persona 5 into a gacha game, but honestly, any Persona content in my world is a good thing, even if we are rehashing Persona 5 again. So that's also an alternative. Then, of course, we have some of, like, the lesser-known gacha games, which I guess is, like, Sword of Carnavalia is one that I really like, which is just Final Fantasy Tactics, but as a gacha game. And everything else under the sun that you can imagine existing, because let's be honest here, I don't follow that all too much. Then if I wanted to expand even further than that, there are other games that I play. Not necessarily games that would fit the bill for this channel, I guess. But I am also a huge World of Warcraft player. I've played it for many, many a years. And these days, I play it as a single-player game, which is just a thing you can host on your own PC and kind of play the game on your own with bots and stuff. Which might honestly be interesting to watch if you're into old-school RPGs and stuff. And if you haven't seen, like, the World of Warcraft as it is, it might actually be fun to explore alongside me. But that is probably not something that all of you are on this channel for. So, I hesitate when it comes to expanding my game repertoire to things that don't fit the channel. Because now that the channel's actually taking off, I don't want to, shoot it in the foot by doing something that I enjoy. It's kind of a weird predicament to... Oh, Bio. It's kind of a weird predicament to be in, because I really do want to create things that I find fun, because to me that is half of, what makes YouTubing fun, is just making videos on stuff that I enjoy. But if nobody watches them, there's not really a point to make them, other than, my own satisfaction, I guess, which is good, don't get me wrong. But it is very nice to see, like, the channel taking off the way that it did, because again, I said this when we started the first couple of episodes. I didn't think anyone would watch the stuff I do, and now I have a mix of, like, I don't know, for standard only, it's a mix of, like, 3,000 to 7,000 views on every video I've made. That's crazy to me. There's also, like, the auxiliary videos that get, like, 1,000, 2,000 views each, which is so much more than I ever thought it was going to be. But I don't think videos of any other game other than Genshin, now that I've kind of made myself a gacha YouTuber, I guess, I don't think they would do as well. And therefore, I don't do them, if that makes any sense. But yeah, no, this is I suppose this is just kind of an open letter to everyone watching, that if you have ideas of what I could do when this account goes into maintenance mode, even if that is way ahead of schedule now, let's be honest. Do let me know, because I am open to ideas, unless your ideas are stupid, in which case keep them to yourselves. I don't need them. Hi, Rosaria. Why have you dodged every single Genshin account that I've made? You are the only 4-star that my main account does not have. Please come home. I've got a chair ready for you. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why I went here without reviving my characters first, but honestly, it'll work itself out. Lanyan is strong. Lanyan will do good and miss every swirl possible. Damn it, Lanyan. With the recent quests being released and now tapping more into what Conria was and what the actual destruction of it entailed, this line is very interesting to me. So, I don't know if we've had a connection to this yet, but that makes a lot of sense considering the direction the story is currently going. I like that despite this being, I think this was released about 4 years ago now, you can quote me in the comments if you really like it, they are still keeping this in. It hasn't been lost somewhere. The story is still in the direction, like, not in the direction, in the same direction as it was, is what I wanted to say. I like that a lot. Good job, Hoyu. You've kept up, even if the story is now about freaking spaceships for some reason. At least it's in the right direction, I guess. Hi, Mom. I mean, Mom. I mean, Mommy. I mean, Mother. I mean, Mom. I mean, Mommy. I mean... Hot. Oh no, he's got a Hilichurl Archer this time. What am I going to do? I can feel that this team is going to absolutely suffer when it comes to killing shields. Like, good lord, this team does not do well with shields. Also, I think they are reducing my cooldowns, because there's no way they're this long normally. Like, I refuse to believe that. And after, like, 500 hours of yapping, we finally get to go back and deal with the statue so that we can go to freaking Inazuma. Oh god, wait, don't we have to do the Rituo questline as well to get, like, the pass so we can actually go to the different islands? Oh, no. And this is when Wolfie realized that this would take much longer than he anticipated. See you next week!